Have you ever felt yourself changing and been terrified of it? Not changing for the worse, changing for the better, growing into something bigger, and realizing that the bigger version of you doesn't fit into the life you've been living anymore. The relationships that used to feel comfortable now feel confining. The dreams that used to feel impossible now feel like requirements. The version of yourself you used to settle for, you can't go back to her, even if going back would be easier. That feeling, that is not a crisis. That is a new season arriving. Today on Empower Her Vibes, we're talking about how you step into it, without losing yourself in the transition, without apologizing for who you're becoming.
Sat with all my fears and had a real conversation. Told them I appreciated the warning, not the limitation. Fear said, what if you fail? I said, what if I fly? And that question changed the altitude of everything inside. New connections, new intentions, new commitments to myself. Pull my own dreams off the shelf before they gathered more dust. Every version of me that I've outgrown, I release you with love. Because the woman I am stepping into, she's more than enough. New season, I can feel it in my bones now. Different light, different air. Look at how far I've grown now. New season, what was dead has come alive. Everything I've been through was just teaching me to thrive. It's a new season. I don't know exactly what is coming, but I'm ready.
Welcome back to Empower Her Vibes. I am Kalonda, and today, episode 7, we are talking about something that I think most people are walking through right now without a name for it. Transition. The season between who you were and who you are becoming. The space after you have done enough work to see yourself clearly, but before you have fully arrived at the woman you are growing into. And I want to tell you today, that space, as uncomfortable as it is one of the most sacred places you will ever live. Today we are talking about what it means to enter a new season, how to recognize it, how to grieve what you are leaving, how to step forward without waiting for everyone around you to understand, and how to build the version of your life that actually fits who you are becoming. Let's go. Outgrowing something is not betrayal. I want to start there because that is the thing nobody says out loud. When you grow, when you change, when the work you have been doing begins to show up in how you live, some things stop fitting. Relationships that were built around a smaller version of you start to feel tight. Patterns you have been running for years start to feel wrong in your body, even before your brain catches up. The life that worked before, the one you built while operating from a place of low self-worth, starts to reveal its cracks. And instead of recognizing that as growth, most women call it ingratitude. They call it being difficult. They wonder what is wrong with them, that the things they worked so hard for no longer feel like enough. Nothing is wrong with you. You are outgrowing your own life. That is the work working. What in your life right now feels tight? What have you been trying to force yourself to be grateful for that your body keeps telling you no longer fits? Here is what nobody tells you about a new season. It comes with grief, real grief, not just for the things that were bad, but for the things that were good, that no longer fit the woman you are becoming. You can grieve a relationship and still know it is right to let it go. You can grieve a version of yourself and still be grateful for who she protected you from becoming. You can grieve the familiarity of the old life and still choose the uncertainty of the new one. Refusing to grieve does not speed up the transition. It stalls it. The women I have watched get stuck in the in-between are almost always the ones who refuse to acknowledge what leaving cost them. So give yourself permission to grieve, not to wallow, to honor. Honor what was real. Honor what it gave you. And then, gently, deliberately, put it down. What are you grieving right now that you have not let yourself name? What ending are you carrying that you have been pretending is not an ending? Name it. Let it be real. That is how you move through it. The in-between is the hardest part of any transition. You are not who you were, but you have not yet fully become who you are going to be. You can see the woman you are becoming, but you cannot yet fully inhabit her. Most people do not make it through the in-between. Not because they are not capable, but because the discomfort of not yet arriving becomes unbearable. And so they retreat, back to the familiar, back to the smaller version, back to the life that fit before, even though it does not fit anymore. But you are not most people. You are a woman who has been doing this work, and the work has given you something that the in-between cannot take away. A clear picture of who you are becoming, and that picture is your anchor. When the in-between gets uncomfortable, and it will, you come back to that picture, not as a fantasy, as a North Star, a direction, a reason to stay in the discomfort long enough for the new season to fully arrive. Who is the woman you are becoming? Not who you think you should become. Who are you actually growing into? Describe her in your body, in her daily life, in how she moves through the world. Here we go. Let's get into it. Tool 1, the new season vision letter. Sit down and write a letter from 1 year in the future, from the woman who has fully stepped into her new season. Write in present tense. I am living in a home that feels like mine. I am in relationships that can hold the real me. I am showing up in my work as my full self. Make it specific, make it real. Not a fantasy, a direction. Read it every morning for the next 30 days. Tool 2, the release list. Write down everything from your current season that you are ready to release. Not with bitterness, with intention. The relationships that no longer fit. The beliefs about yourself that no longer serve you. The patterns you have been running that you are done running. Write them down. Then write next to each one, I release this with gratitude for what it taught me. This is not magic. This is the act of making a conscious decision visible. Tool 3. Do one thing this week that the new season version of you would do. Not a big gesture, one small, specific thing. Speak up in the room where you usually go quiet. Send the message you have been drafting and deleting. Make the decision you have been deferring. Do one thing she would do and feel what that feels like in your body. Stack that evidence. That is how the new season is built. You are not waiting for permission to enter your new season. The season has already started. You just have to decide to show up in it fully. Before I let you go, a sister check-in. I want to ask you something directly. Is there a new season trying to begin in your life right now that you have been resisting because of what it would require you to leave behind? Because sometimes the thing holding us in the old season is not fear of the new one, It is love for what the old one contained. Even when it is time to go, you are allowed to love something and still outgrow it. You are allowed to be grateful for a season and still close the chapter. A new season does not mean the old one did not matter. It means you have grown enough to need more room. Take up the room. You have earned it. I love you. I will see you next week.